Liv Morgan has opened up about her most embarrassing moment, a moment that many might have never expected to hear from the WWE superstar. This revelation came during her appearance on Logan Paul's podcast, where she discussed an incident that rocked her personal life and, for a moment, her career. It was a difficult chapter, but it's also one that speaks volumes about her resilience, accountability, and growth. As she herself admitted, the event was something that she would never forget, but it's also a story of how she navigated through a challenging situation with grace and professionalism. To truly understand the gravity of Liv Morgan's situation, it's essential to recognize the context surrounding her career at the time. 2024 has been nothing short of a breakthrough year for Liv. Her journey has been filled with twists and turns, from the ups and downs of her career in WWE to the struggles of finding her place in the world of professional wrestling. But in 2024, Liv Morgan reached new heights. Her performances and storyline arcs have captivated WWE fans, and she has undoubtedly exceeded expectations in a way that most fans and critics alike never saw coming. Looking back at her 2023, Liv Morgan was far from being the top-tier talent that WWE has now shaped her into. During her earlier years in WWE, whether in NXT or on the main roster, she often found herself in the background. She was part of the Riot Squad, an underdog faction that had its moments but never really seemed to reach the top. In 2021 and 2022, Liv went through a phase of trying to find herself, experimenting with different character developments and gimmicks. Her run as SmackDown Women's Champion was somewhat underwhelming, and she wasn't seen as a key player in WWE's main event scene. However, things took a major turn in 2024. The landscape of WWE shifted, and the company needed new stars to step up. With Becky Lynch taking a step back and Rhea Ripley dealing with an injury, WWE found itself in need of someone to fill the void. That someone turned out to be Liv Morgan. WWE made a bold decision to push her to the forefront. They completely revamped her character, turning her heel and pairing her with one of the most notorious heels in all of wrestling, Dominic Mysterio. This was a pivotal moment in Liv's career, and it was clear that WWE saw something in her that could propel her to the top. The decision to elevate Liv Morgan was a high-stakes move. It was a make-or-break moment for her, one in which the company would either set her up for massive success or potentially face failure. The analogy was clear: Liv was either going to swim or drown. There was no in-between, no middle ground. This was the ultimate test of her ability to rise to the occasion. However, the road to the top wasn't entirely smooth for Liv Morgan. In December 2023, she found herself at the center of a scandal that threatened to derail everything she had worked for. The news broke that Liv had been arrested for possession of marijuana, less than 20 grams, and possession of synthetic cannabinoids. While the charges were quickly cleared up and she was not found guilty, the damage was done in terms of public perception. The arrest became a media firestorm, with news outlets plastering it all over the headlines. TMZ was among the first to break the story, and soon, social media exploded with comments, opinions, and judgments. For Liv, this was a deeply embarrassing moment. She had worked tirelessly to build her reputation and career in WWE, and in an instant, it seemed like all of that could come crashing down. The idea that she could lose everything she had worked for, particularly in the unforgiving world of professional wrestling, was overwhelming. On Logan Paul's podcast, she opened up about how it all went down. As she recalled, she was unaware of some of the items in her car that led to the arrest, one of which was a felony charge. The situation was a misunderstanding, but the emotional toll it took on her was immense. After being arrested and bailed out, Liv immediately contacted WWE's head of talent relations. She explained the situation and was advised to stay quiet, go to work, and keep her head down. Liv knew the gravity of the situation, and her immediate concern was to ensure that WWE did not view her as a criminal. She explained that she didn't want to lose her standing in the company and that she had worked too hard to get to where she was to let something like this ruin everything. She felt ashamed and guilty, as though she had let everyone down. Her thoughts raced as she wondered how her colleagues would react. She was already working hard to establish herself in WWE, and this incident felt like a major setback. However, she chose to deal with the situation head-on, accepting full responsibility for what had happened. Even though she had no knowledge of the illegal items in her vehicle, she wanted to make sure that everyone knew she was not a criminal. Despite her personal turmoil, she knew she had to show up for work and face her colleagues. As Liv shared, when she arrived at SmackDown after the arrest, she made sure to keep a low profile. She didn't want anyone to treat her differently, and she hoped that her actions would speak louder than the incident. She knew that the news would eventually spread, but she took the responsibility of facing it head-on. Despite the external pressure, Liv was determined to continue moving forward in her career and maintain her professionalism. The aftermath of the arrest was difficult, but Liv Morgan proved her resilience. She faced the media backlash, the rumors, and the whispers behind the scenes, but she kept her head high. WWE didn't seem to hold the incident against her, as she was soon booked in significant storylines and given the opportunity to prove her worth in the company. She was made the Women's World Champion, a title that would mark the pinnacle of her career and solidify her place as one of WWE's top stars. In 2024, Liv Morgan's career took a major turn. She had become one of the most compelling and talked about superstars in WWE. Her feuds with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley helped define her year, and her performances as champion garnered praise from fans and critics alike. What was once a career filled with uncertainties and potential setbacks had evolved into one of the most impressive comebacks in recent WWE history. Liv had gone from being a somewhat underutilized talent to a top-tier superstar in the women's division. Looking back at the situation, Liv Morgan's story is a testament to her resilience and ability to overcome adversity. Despite the embarrassment of the arrest and the public scrutiny that followed, she handled everything with professionalism and grace. Her determination to prove herself, both to her company and to her fans, never wavered. In the end, she came out stronger, more confident, and more successful than ever before. The entire experience, although painful and humiliating at the time, has become a defining moment in her career. It has shaped her into the superstar she is today, one who has faced her struggles head-on and emerged victorious. The journey hasn't been easy, but it's one that Liv Morgan has embraced with the same passion and drive that she has always shown in her wrestling career. For those who have followed Liv Morgan's journey, her rise in 2024 is nothing short of inspiring. From a young woman who was once seen as a filler character to a WWE superstar who now holds the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan has proven that hard work, resilience, and staying true to oneself can lead to great success. While her most embarrassing moment will always be a part of her story, it will not define her. Instead, it will serve as a reminder of the strength it took to overcome it and emerge even stronger on the other side. In the world of professional wrestling, where everything is magnified, where every mistake and every triumph is on display for the world to see, Liv Morgan's ability to navigate through such a personal and public ordeal is a testament to her character. She has proven that she is not only a talented wrestler but a person of integrity who is willing to own her mistakes and learn from them. This is what makes her so relatable to fans and what continues to fuel her journey in WWE.